So we talked about the academy as a think tank where you do research for future technologies, part of the Cities of Tomorrow expansion. That's the primary purpose of the academy. The secondary purpose of the academy is the production of ControlNet. So let's talk about ControlNet. ControlNet is a signal, and you can think of it as kind of a combination of like Wi-Fi or power, but it radiates from the academy. So its purpose is to control all of the futuristic technologies that have been researched at the academy. So the amount of the control net produced depends on the amount of workers, and the high wealth workers help produce the largest amount of control net. So let's take a quick look here. Let's get a pulse. So that's control net pulsing out from the academy. You'll see that there's another pulse coming, and that pulse is coming from here. So in addition to the academy producing control net, you can also place a control net facility just to help strengthen the control net signal and to widen the reach of a control net signal. So it's not just enough to research a futuristic technology. You now have to provide it with a control net signal. For example, if you're going to put down a maglev, the maglev has to get a control net signal in order to operate. And it will show you how much control net is required. In addition to maglev, in this particular city, also powering the city with fusion power. So fusion power is another futuristic technology that requires a signal from the academy or a control net facility. So you could be in a separate city. Don't have to put an academy down in each city, but if we were, for example, in a different city, then you would need to put down a control net facility in order to provide control net. So that is so important to keep in mind is you don't just have to do research at the academy, you also have to provide a control net signal. So as you're looking to add futuristic items that require control net, you're going to want to keep an eye on your control net bandwidth. And the control net bandwidth will show you how much control net is needed, how much capacity there is, as well as how much is being produced by modules. So it's very important to keep that in mind, and it's also important to keep in mind the fact that the strongest signal for control net comes from having high wealth workers. High wealth workers will also help your research go quicker as well. It's going to be easier to staff your academy with low and medium wealth workers. It's the high wealth workers that can be a challenge. But that is really how ControlNet works. If you find that you have placed a futuristic item that you have researched and unlocked, and you are unable to get it to start operating, it's very possible that you do not have enough control net. So, and then the other thing to keep in mind, a control net facility can also be boosted. with a ControlNet signal booster. And these get unlocked as you unlock the various annexes. So that's one way of boosting the ControlNet signal. This is especially helpful and useful in a city where you already have the academy placed in one city, and in a separate city, all you have is the facility. So you may want to keep that in mind. But it's so important to not just research a futuristic technology, but to keep in mind to keep that futuristic technology operational, you have to provide it with ControlNet. So just a quick overview of what ControlNet is, how it works, and its importance to your cities of tomorrow. Enjoy the game, have fun, and we will see you next time.